Good morning, you guys. Happy Valentine's Day. Take a look at the person next to you. Say God loves you and love you too. God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love and the unity. Feel the love and the unity. Lift your voice, repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize God in you. Recognize God in you. Feel the love and the unity. Feel the love and the unity. Lift your voice, repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Everyone's life. Every creed and color. Kinship unite. In honor of God and each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love and the unity. Lift your voice, repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. In the name of love. Oh, yeah.
Welcome. Believe it or not, I'm the spiritual director here. My name is Reverend McMorrow. You are at the Center for Spiritual Living in Granada Hills, California, where we welcome all who practice their beliefs in faith and love. And if this is your first time here, you can't hear me. Oh, it just came on. Right? How about now? Can you hear me now? All right. So, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living here in Granada Hills, California. I shall now give you my calmer rendition. Please help me welcome Reverend Nancy Woods on this lovely Valentine's Day. Doesn't she look gorgeous? Let's give her some love at home. And good to have Ken back, and Jason did a great job. And it's good to be back. I also was out last week, so it's good to be here. So let's just start our festivities this morning by taking a deep, conscious breath and release as we come together for our call to service, which we call lighting the flames of faith. And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here this morning. So as Reverend Nancy lights the first candle, it's for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. The third candle we light for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. The fifth candle we light for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. The seventh candle we light for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. The ninth candle we light for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And the 10th candle we light for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their life, and for the space we hold for them here at our center, within our online community, and within our own hearts. And as Reverend Nancy lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experience the healing flame of God's eternal love.
There is one flame that burns in our hearts. There is one light that shines through our love. We light this flame with faith. We light this flame with faith. We find this light within our own souls. There is one flame, one light within.
So this morning, as we light our own flames of faith within ourselves, we light ourselves we light it so that we can step into a greater understanding and awareness of Spirit itself. This flame of faith tells us that this spiritual presence that created life itself has brought us together this morning, that we may be given the gift of awareness that comes through the music, the message that is shared, a gift that allows us to gain a greater understanding of this presence within. To know that it is what would guide us on the path to bring us into a greater expanded experience of being. So this flame of faith is also the flame of love, a flame that lets us know and understand that our being is complete within itself. And our journey is unfolding in such a way that we become aware of this completion and this wholeness of being. So this is another opportunity for us to open up a little more, to know a little better, and to touch a little more, a little fuller, more complete, that understanding of our own wholeness, our own being. And on this day in which we acknowledge love, we acknowledge that this flame of faith is a flame of love. So, I welcome each one to join me in knowing this as we spend this hour together and open ourselves to receive the gifts that are being offered. So for the full heart, I say thank you. And I welcome all of you to know this with me as we say, and so it is. Good morning. I have to tell you, Ken, I just love that song. It's so right on. And it's called A Call to Service. It is. Lighting the flames of faith. So today I wanted to share about love. Isn't it interesting on Valentine's Day? and you know, I really feel like it is, we're gifted with these holidays because sometimes we need to reinforce the understandings of truth that are a part of our life. Love is an everyday thing. It's a 365, 24/7 experience in life that has been offered to us. And as we live and move and have our being in this experience of the divine, and that's what we are doing, we are gaining a greater and greater appreciation of that gift of love. And love, I mean, it's so many, I mean, it's one of those words that gets thrown around a lot. But I think of love, and one of the spiritual teachers that really brings it to home is Jesus, because that was his whole thrust, was the idea of love. And a lot of times that word is attached to the concept of neediness or being fulfilled from the external. When we get in touch with it from the way it was being taught by many of the spiritual teachers, we realize that this is something that comes from within us. And how we labor it on external is how we can allow it to get distorted and change, because anything external is limited in the expression. Love is infinite. It is always with us, always being. And so when you attach it to something that's outside, you can get, I think it gets distorted when that outside changes. So what I'm feeling this morning is that in this time, in this energy, in this environment, is a good time to take another look at this idea of love and use some of Joe Goldsmith's techniques of approaching love. And Joe Goldsmith said, you write out your definition of it, and then you read and study and meditate on it. Then you write another definition. And as you do this, it's called spiritual contemplation, you will find that your understanding and awareness of its true meaning will begin to grow and expand. And we're home a lot right now. So I think love is one of those topics that we can really explore, because the freedom, the joy, and the beauty of life fully comes into expression in us, through us, and as us. So as we awaken to this love, we begin to realize that this love never leaves us. We're never without it. And anytime we focus within our heart, we get in touch with it again. So I think that taking the time to develop this understanding and awareness of love is is well worth the time and energy that we could put into it. And I purposely decided that I'm going to emphasize love today, simply because I have been working with it myself. And I'm learning that as we journey on this together, all of us, me, myself, and all of you, as we find and learn and gain in awareness, it is for all of us, for everybody. And so if I do it and you do it and all the rest of us do it, there becomes a greater level of awareness in our society. So I can't think of anything that our society could use more of right now, more loving and more understanding and awareness of love. So I invite you, try it a little bit. Try that loving idea. Try exploring it and seeing where it can, where you can expand your understanding and kind of reach for a little bit of what Jesus was trying to tell us, or what any of our spiritual teachers were trying to tell us. And even our songsters, I think love is probably one of the topics that more songs are sung about than it is any other. It is a gift. And thank you for letting me share it. And join me as we explore loving each other in this time from where we are and how we are. And thank you.
1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. How could I ever have lived so long without you standing right next to me? And I will always be your friend. Sometimes I wonder just where I stand until you look at me and take my hand. I will always be your friend. For the rest of my life, how much that I need you, how much I need you here after all these tears. I will try to show you for the rest of my life how much that I need much I need you here after all these tears. Forever was waiting behind all my fears, but now the pain, it seems so far away. And I will always be your friend. Right until the end. And I will love you for the rest of my life, 'cause I have found you just to make you my wife. And I will always be your friend. Be a friend. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Be your friend.
Beautiful.
Might I just quickly say, I've never played that before, but I wrote that for my wife 28 years ago.
Wow. I was sitting there thinking Erica would love to hear that.
Yeah, she doesn't know. It's a surprise. She doesn't know I did it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So
Beautiful.
I'll play it
Beautiful.
later.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
was starting to cry in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
Oh, that's fabulous. So, would you join me in saying the Declaration of Principles? We believe in one universal spirit, manifesting through all, natural and incarnated in us. We believe the universal spirit is personal too, and reveals itself through everyone who recognizes its presence. We believe our faith operates upon a law of mind, which automatically manifests in our experience according to that faith. We believe in the unity of all life, the immortality of the individual soul forever expanding. We believe in eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the giveness of life to all.
My heart is ready to receive. I am opening
My mind is ready to receive. I am opening. My soul is ready to receive.
That's nice. That was a powerful 1-2 there. I love that. I love that you wrote that song 28 years ago.
Yeah, on a
And
reel
you-
to reel, we didn't even have computers.
You're dating yourself now. Yeah, wonderful. And thank you, Reverend Nancy, for your thoughts on Valentine's Day and love generally. And so Valentine's Day in churches like this is kind of a mixed bag because depending on where we're at in the continuum and what our expectations are. So I like to joke that Valentine's Day is the national holiday for unrealized expectations. But but this year, I don't know that that is so, given it is a COVID Valentine's, and we're just going to know that this is the only one that we're ever going to experience in our lifetime. And that, so what this means is that we have an opportunity to remember to love ourselves and to honor ourselves and to know that you are loved. You are loved by me and all of us. So I know that's maybe a small substitute, but just know that you are loved by this spiritual community. And I just want to thank Reverend Nancy again. You know, she stepped up and did a great job last week speaking to our monthly theme, One Journey, Many Paths, which ties into our global vision for 2021 for Centers for Spiritual Living, which is the organization we belong to. And our focus this year, again, is timeless wisdom, evolutionary vision. Timeless wisdom, evolutionary vision. And last week, Reverend Nancy spoke to the idea of starting with a clean slate. To understand that if we practice spiritual mind treatment along with regular quiet time, so notice I'm not saying meditation because I don't want to keep you from doing it. So you can just call it quiet time. So if we practice spiritual mind treatment with regular quiet time, the result is a state of self-awareness. That she spoke about a self-awareness where we understand that we can have a do-over in life at any time, regardless of the outward condition, regardless of what's going on out there. We learn the power of now, the power of right now, no longer stuck in reliving yesterday ad nauseum, and no longer living in a fantasy of tomorrow, but rather realizing the power in this present moment. So I was listening last week. So all of the infinite possibilities for you and for me are available right now. That's what that means. And that this is the first step, that we can start with a clean slate at any time we put our attention to the task of doing so. So I love what both Reverend Nancy and Reverend Kathy had to share about this. And I did want to add one little thing, that I would only add that in many faith systems, there have been rituals that can help us feel this way to a clean slate or to a do-over. So ritual bathing is present in many religious traditions, mitzvah baths, baptism, communion, of course, bar mitzvah, bat mitzvahs, confirmation, even secular graduations like 8th grade graduation and high school graduation. These are all kind of do-overs, if you will. Getting saved, getting sober. How about paying off a credit card? right? And for those of us who are getting, still a few years away, how about paying off the mortgage? Right? Of course, we do have the burning bowl. We do that, but that is our little thing that we do here at our center. That's not a practice of our denomination. So in our teaching, it's different in that we don't really have outward rituals or even encourage outward displays of piety, except for ministers who get up on their soapbox on a regular basis. So seriously, though, we do not have these rituals as a denomination, because what we are teaching is spiritual experimentation. Spiritual experimentation through thought and feeling. And this is experiential. So our mission as teachers and ministers of the science of mind is together with you to facilitate an experience of the divine through spiritual experimentation on your own terms, within your understanding of the divine. Your experience is uniquely yours. And so wherever we are on that path, we also know, and I would say joyfully know, that it's an expansive, ongoing evolution of understanding and relationship with the divine. That's uniquely our own. Now, how do you do this experimentation? You may be asking that. Whoever talked about spiritual experimentation? We never talked about that. What step is that? So it's every time you engage the spirit through mental treatment, you are engaging in spiritual experimentation. Actually, if you're doing it in a very conscious way, prayer of any kind can be a spiritual experiment. Now, as it happens, the most effective way to engage in mental treatment is to actively and consciously cultivate both an intellectual recognition of the Spirit and a heartfelt experience of connecting to power at the same time. And this power is no mystery. It is the power of love, as Reverend Nancy was talking about. It is the power of love engaged with the direction of mind. Now here's the thing. We never arrive anywhere. We just keep learning and evolving, demonstrating the living Spirit in, through, and as our life, and giving witness to this power and presence in the lives of others. In the lives of others. In life itself. Which is even more amazing and exciting, believe me. That's why I often say, as your spiritual director, that this is the best seat in the house. Because you courageously share your life. What's going on? Your aspirations for a better life. Your struggles with the life that you have or have had experienced in the past. Right? How to shift and lift the tendency of our thought around that to produce a different outcome, to demonstrate a life that is more expansive and has more love and prosperity and health. All the sweet things in life. How to demonstrate more of that. So I get to witness that. And I should say not just myself, because we have, I think, 15 ministers and prayer practitioners here. And together then, we get to witness the shift. Though practitioners often see that shift before you do, before I do. This is why ministers and practitioners are so honored, really thrilled to be asked to serve you, to be asked to pray with you, to be asked to sit as you practice spiritual mind treatment with the practitioner. Have you ever thought of doing that? Look at the board and say, hey, I think I'll give Wayne McDonald a call today and see if I can do a spiritual mind treatment with him. I'm telling you, our practitioners are the most underutilized resource that's available to you right now. And they truly are. It's like having a Valentine's Day card every day. Because spiritual mind treatment is an exchange of love, power, directed. That's really what it is. Maybe we should start calling it Spiritual Mind Valentine. I don't know. So with all this in mind, we explore this week the talk title, The Infinite Invisible. The Infinite Invisible. What's it say? One journey, many paths. And so we're going to explore the infinite invisible. And we're going to do it by teasing out this idea of spiritual experimentation. So what are components in an experiment? Because this is, after all, the science of mind. So you may think it would be reasonable to expect to have experimentation in there, because that is how you prove any theory. So the first step in any experiment, of course, is to define the hypothesis. What is it that we are attempting to prove or disprove? Now, when it comes to considerations of the Spirit, it really does depend on your starting point. So for the agnostic, for instance, this may be a frustrating exercise as the intellect wrangles this way and that, looking for some undeniable ultimate truth that frees one from all doubts so that one can be safely anchored in certainty. So for the agnostic, it may be, is God? Is God? For people of faith now, this can actually be a particularly enriching experience as we find ourselves willing to unhitch ourselves from our current mental constructs around the nature of the Spirit and instead confidently sit with uncertainty. Sit with uncertainty. Uncertainty about life by starting with the proposition, God is. So one side is God? And the other is, God is. So Emerson spoke to this when he wrote that when we have broken our God of tradition and ceased from our God of rhetoric, then may God fire the heart with his presence. Emerson's a very interesting fellow. So he wrote a lot in the 1830s and 1840s with a lot of heartbreak in his life and his own struggles within his own faith. But because sometimes we can take religion, and even religion becomes the false God, right? Because it keeps us from the Holy Spirit itself. That's where the love is. And I'm not discounting any religion in this. I'm just saying that if we're not going to take the deep dive, right? That's where the mysticism lies. but often we're afraid to go there. It takes a courageous heart to dance with the divine. A courageous heart. Because sometimes we have to be stripped of everyone, everything that is in this outer condition in order for us to see. The ultimate reality is that God is. So, if you talk to anyone who's come to any variety of 12-step, right, they'll talk about having to hit bottom. Whether it's people, places, or things, or substances. Sometimes we can mistake the trappings of religion and dogma as God, content to gaze at the beautiful wrapping and ribbon on the outside, never realizing or even suspecting the deeper held gift within. This is what Emerson was speaking to. And so one may rephrase it in the language of today by simply saying, don't let the good get in the way of the great. So by allowing ourselves to gently dissolve our mental constructs around the nature of the divine, it looks like we set ourselves free. But really what happens is the living spirit is released and set free from the bondage and limitations we have set upon it. You know, infinite power isn't bound by anything because it's infinite. It is our finite understanding. And when we get there, then spirit is unleashed. Spirit is unleashed. Joel Goldsmith spoke to it this way: in going within, we do not turn to our own spirituality or our own goodness or our own strength or our own knowledge, but we go within to unleash the infinite invisible. Unleash the infinite invisible. So how does this work for you? How do you sense the infinite invisible? To walk in nature, spend time with a friend, spend time with children, even just kind of being around them. Enjoying a sunrise or a sunset. Read inspiring works of scripture or literature. Find ways. Ultimately, I think this is the best one. Find ways to be of service to others. And if you can't get out and do, stay at home and be. Be still. Contemplate gratitude. Then may the God fire the heart with his presence. We have an experience of something sacred. So then in this spiritual experiment then, the first task is to establish God is, I am. We are surrendering for a moment to this infinite, invisible, all power and presence. We consider the needs of the day, free of attachment to outcome, and at the same time with a sense of expectancy and confidence, knowing that things are always working out for me. And to remember that the Spirit is not bound by precedent, that every day is a clean slate. Now, Holmes says this in another way, that we must become, we must become the thing we want mentally. We must see it, think it, realize it before the creative power of mind, the creative power of the Spirit, the universe, Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it, before the creative power of mind can work it out for us. So in this quiet confidence and expectancy, we bring a sense of gratitude, a heartfelt recognition that our life is the life of the divine expressing. We deeply acknowledge that we are blessed. Even in whatever sense of lack we may in our intellect be feeling, we deeply acknowledge that we are blessed. Maybe even take a breath at this point. And on the exhale, we just release all of it to the creative process of life itself. God is. I am. I am God expressing as my life, as the life of God. The infinite invisible supports my ways in ways that are seen and unseen. That the great infinite invisible expresses itself in the visible. I am the place. I am the place where God lives, right? As Eddie Watkins sings. That this is the last component then to experimentation that must at last take place, and that is, of course, a demonstration of that which has been prayed for. And there's always a demonstration, by the way, though it may not look exactly the way we thought it would. Ultimately, whenever we pray, in however we pray, but particularly in spiritual mind treatment, we are inviting the divine to shift and lift the tendency of our thinking to a new reality. That's what spiritual mind treatment is, an affirmative prayer. So whenever we engage in this spiritual experiment, behind whatever words we use, what is behind all of it is a longing for freedom. Freedom from lack, disease, pain, loneliness, stagnation, creative blockages. Now, maybe this sounds like a philosophical hedge to you, but I would invite you to consider how this may be true and how this points the way every time to demonstration. What is it we want to be set free from, or at least what we believe we want to be set free from? So I invite you to consider how this may be true if you're struggling with, where's my stuff? I've been treating my ass off. Where's my stuff? Right? Our inherent nature as reflections of the divine expression, the truth is that we are, underneath all of it, we are expressing wholeness and freedom and are longing to experience life as this dimension from the infinite invisible to the visible. In fact, Goldsmith taught that living life from this understanding, we live the way Jesus lived. As we turn our attention away from things of this world, of mortality, our experience of life is one of increase, that of life that has been added to it. So Goldsmith doesn't really speak to demonstrating stuff and things in the same way that we experiment with that. Now, why do we do that? Because we have Western minds and because we have a Western transactional understanding of life, right? That in order for us to understand the infinite power and presence of the divine, for many of us, we have to see it demonstrate in real and tangible ways. Now, here's the thing. Eventually, we are going to have a demonstration that just so cleans our clock that we're going to go, I can't believe it. And yet, here it is. And our faith is like, it's such an awe-inspiring moment that we are so overcome in gratitude and connection with the living Spirit that we really do come to understand, wow, my life really is the avenue for the goodness, the grace, the power, the presence of the divine to express itself. And then, of course, the next question is, in that movement of deep love, then is, what am I going to do about it? Right? Well, what we're going to do about it is pass it on to the next person. So Emma, I'm going to end with this, that Emma said this, Emma Curtis Hopkins, consider now with me in joyful amazement the unity of discovery throughout the centuries, which the Illuminati have made as to that presence of the divine of deity most surely leading to divine imbuement. In other words, it saturates and impregnates everything, every aspect of life. So let's call the musicians up. Consider with me in joyful amazement the unity of discovery throughout the centuries. We are connecting with the divine wisdom expressing through all the mystics of all of the traditions, of the mystic traditions. I think sometimes we think that we can't do that in modern life. It's just different. It's available to us right now. So I invite you to just take a deep breath with me and breathe in the love that's circulating the world right now as we focus on this idea of Valentine's Day, of bringing more love into expression beyond chocolates and cards and even vocal expressions, but the heart opening to love not only our beloved, but all of life. That we understand that in this day we are stepping into a vibrational raising of love. That in this love is a fire of illumination, consuming nothing but purifying the hearts of all, to call forth that expression of love where all are respected, all are cared for. And so it is.
I have to say may well be simple, but they're true. Until you give your love, there's nothing more that you can do. Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? You say it's very hard to leave behind the life we knew. But there's no other way, and now it's really up to you. Love is the key we must turn. Truth is the flame we must burn. you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen?
So beautiful. Let's give it up at home for our music director, Ken Francis, joined by Jason. Yeah, let's give him some love, shall we? Valentine's Day love. Yeah, can you feel it? Can you feel it? All right. All ministers are frustrated, wannabe rock stars, just in case you're wondering. All right, so let's see, the time for our offering. We have many ways for which you can support our center, support this online effort. Here's an image of our website. If you're a longtime member and haven't been on lately, we have revamped our website. This is what it currently looks like. And you can access that donate button on any page, which will take you to our PayPal site. You'll have to advance those because I forgot to bring my button with me. So the PayPal site, which is the portal where you can use your debit card, or if you have a PayPal account, of course, you can set that up automatically. You can continue to mail. Can you, Evan, can you advance this for me? There you go. There's the PayPal site. Or you can continue, or you can use your phone, so you can just swipe up a couple times, and that's what the phone looks like. You can continue to mail your offerings in, and also you can use bill pay where you do your banking, probably the way you're doing the rest of your banking right now. That's probably the simple and easiest way. We get it. It looks like a piece of mail, and it goes right here in the offering basket, which basically is symbolizing the giving consciousness of everyone within our community. So the lads are going to take us into our offering song to give you a chance to do that.
3, 4.
Spirit gives through me, Spirit receives through me, Spirit lives and breathes through me. Spirit lives and breathes through me. Spirit gives through you, Spirit receives through you, Spirit lives and breathes through you. Spirit lives and
So going within for just a moment, recognizing and knowing that the gifts presented either here during the week or right now through your activity electronically, that all of it is a recognition and a demonstration of a consciousness of generosity that knows that God is our source, our substance, our supply. And so through the joyous and generosity of the individual, this basket representing our receptivity as the spiritual community, we accept these gifts with deep respect and love. As we know, together they go forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless not only the vision and mission of this center and this online effort, but we extend this knowing to our community of Granada Hills, our city of Los Angeles, and all of its healthcare workers, our state of California, our United States of America, all of its churches, temples, mosques, schools, universities, the people who attend them, the people who support them, including our parents, that for our planet as well, that we know that all of it is an emanation from the very mind and heart of the living Spirit in expression. And to the extent that we know this to be so, we see it. We see it demonstrating in all ways, great and small. This lifts our heart. We feel a sense of deep gratitude and grace and appreciation and power that propel us into ways of spiritual living that not only raise our own life, but the lives of others. And that's a good thing. And together we acknowledge this by saying, and so it is. Amen. Just one more little thing. So we are using, this is our new prayer treatment box. So I encourage you, if you're looking for prayer treatment support, you can send it to any of the practitioners. They'll forward it on to me. I will print it out and we'll stick it in this box. And when Reverend Nancy prays us out at the end of the service, as she's fixing to do right now, your prayer treatment will be included. All right. Thank you, everyone. Nice job, guys. Thank you, Rev. See you next week. Happy Valentine's Day.
Before I say that prayer, I just want to say a remembrance of a happy birthday to a very loving member of our center for so many years. Yesterday was her birthday, and I just thought about her again. Marilyn Collins. And kind of that love for your center that you never forget. So join me as we acknowledge that we know that this invisible presence, that love is the greatest demonstration of this invisible presence, because love you don't see, but love is that which you experience. The invisible presence of life, that divine presence that create and brought all things into expression, is that which we are acknowledging and embracing in that in concept today. And the idea and understanding that it is moving through us, for us, and as us. It is the physical manifestation of our presence in our bodily experience. It is the creative flow of energy that brings forth the newness and the greatness of our expression and our work and all the things that we do to bring the newness into being. It is the joyous and wondrous love that gives us this sense of knowing that life is flowing into expression. And all of this comes through in the awareness of the abundance of its presence everywhere. And as we know these, and we know these areas and all the things in our life are being touched by this presence in this moment. This moment we reach for it and know that it is responding to us. And in whatever area, in whatever way we are seeking to know the greatness of being. And as we know this and allow it to be our truth, we feel and know that we are stepping into the next step with a greater ease, a greater experience of being comfortable with ourselves, a greater understanding that life is for us and life is always given to us. And we allow it to be that which always works out for us, because we started with that clean slate, and we allow that invisible energy to do what needs to be done for us to have a greater experience of being in life fully and completely, with the joy of knowing that I am that I am. And I am that expression of life that is loving and joyful and peaceful, harmonious, and truly the beauty of life unfolding with ease and grace. This is true. This is the Lord saying yes to life. So we let it be. And we join together in the knowing and activating this in a true living experience as we say together. And so it is.
Please join us in singing the peace song, and happy Valentine's to everybody. A 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
Peace that was meant